Hi class, today we are going to learn how to vary our sentences in our continuous writing. Varying sentences. What does varying means? It actually means to make changes to something to make it different. So in your composition, how is your composition like? Are they the same or are they different, which is varying? So a good composition should have different paragraphs that are made out of different sentences that varies. So we can have variety in a way we can reconstruct these sentences. What do I mean? Let's take a look at A and B. You might want to read it first and pause the video. What is your observation, children? Do you realize that for paragraph A, most of the sentences are of the same length, number one. So if you count the number of words, it's around 5 to 6 sentences per word. And it's subject, verb, object, so it's quite similar. If you take a look at paragraph B, what do you observe? There are long sentences, such as beads of perspiration dotted his brow before he finally felt brave enough to pick it up and inspect it. We have conjunctions, and we have short sentences like tub. So if you compare this paragraph, seems like it has varying sentences. So if you see, both paragraphs have the same content, but paragraph B is definitely better than paragraph A. Why? Because paragraph A is very monotonous and the story is very dull. And paragraph B is more interesting and the tension and fear of the character is felt more keenly. How do you do it? How can we write paragraphs such as paragraph B? So we vary our sentences in our writing. There are 3 ways to vary our sentences. The first way is to expand our sentences using the 5W1H. Second way, to add adverbials to it. Third way is to change the emphasis. Are you ready to learn the first way? Okay, method number 1. Expanding sentences using 5W1H. What do? We add words from other word classes, such as adjectives, verbs and adverbs to your sentences to make it more interesting. So you can actually start with something very simple, such as birds glide. So we have the noun, we have the verb. So we can add in some word classes to make this longer and to vary the sentences. For example, we can have adjectives to describe the bird, such as large, migratory. We can add determinants, such as 3. We can have adverbs of manner. How did the bird glide? Gracefully. We can add adverbs of place. Over the lake. Adverbs of time. In the morning. You realize that before it's just 2 words, birds glide. And after, the sentence became 3 large migratory birds glided gracefully over the lake in the morning. Which one is a better sentence? Of course, the one on the right, because it gives us a picture and there are more details to it. So it's no longer a vague, what kind of bird? What are they doing? So it's very clear cut, there are 3 and it's large. Migratory bird, and they are gliding gracefully over the lake in the morning. So you create a picture, a vision for your readers. You can try out inside your writing package. And I want to point out that actually you do not need to add in every word class. So you can just add in certain word class with a longer and shorter sentences to vary your sentences. So initially, of course, just now we mentioned about the bird glide. We can have a very long sentences like that, or we can have short sentence. So it's really up to you. You are the writer. So you can try out using your writing package by adding in other word classes. And it's your turn to create a sentence of your own. Maybe you can create a very short sentence. And in pair, you can actually add in different word classes to make it more interesting. It's inside your writing package as well. Please take a look. Okay, method number 2. We add adverbials. What are adverbials? Okay, look at this word. Adverbials actually come from the root word adverbs. Do you remember what's the definition of adverbs? Adverbs tells us more about the verb. So, the words we use give more information about the verb. It could be one word such as angrily. How do you speak? I speak angrily. Adverbial is actually a group of words that acts like an adverb. So it's a phrases, okay? So it's a phrase such as at home. And we can say how, where, when, and how often when something happens or is done. So we can actually use this to add in. What do I mean? Very simple. Okay, let's take a look at the original sentence. A donkey was chasing me. Okay, this is a very simple sentence. We're going to add in adverbial to make it more interesting, to add the details. Okay, when? What's the time? Of course, you can add in one word. But in this case, we are going to add in a group of words. Okay, in the sweltering afternoon. When? During this afternoon. How was it like? Sweltering. A donkey was chasing after me. Okay, so you realize that this one will give a fuller picture about the time and how was it chasing after you. The donkey was chasing me. How? Angrily. One word. And why was the donkey chasing you? The donkey was chasing me because, so very simple. If you do not know how to expand it, you just add in the word because and add in the reason. I had provoked it earlier. So realize that one original sentence, you can have three different ways of expanding it. Okay, one more. This is the original sentence. I saw a lion sleeping. When do you see a lion sleeping? The moment I entered, I saw a lion sleeping. Where did you see it? I saw a lion sleeping in the cage. Why? I saw a lion sleeping because it just had its lunch. See, look at the three different sentences, varying length and telling us about different adverbs. So it's your turn. Try to add adverbials into this sentence. The boy was eating. You might want to pause this video and try out with your friend. Number 3, we're going to change the emphasis of the sentence. Okay, let's take a look at this sentence. It's a very long sentence. Do you remember the first method I've taught you? We add in word classes to expand the sentence. So this is the expanded sentence. The tired and hungry boy walked slowly down the muddy road after school. So very simple. If you look at this sentence, the emphasis is actually the tired and hungry boy. We're giving the spotlight to this subject. But if you do not want to talk about the tired and hungry boy, you could actually move the parts that you want to emphasize to the front of a sentence. So we emphasize by changing the position of the words or phrase. For example, instead of tired and hungry, we shift the boy to the front. The boy, tired and hungry, walked down the muddy road after school. So you realize now the emphasis is no longer on tired and hungry, but the boy. And the other details will be behind. Okay, so this is the emphasis of this sentence. Now we want to emphasize on tired and hungry. We will shift this part to the front. So, feeling tired and hungry, the boy walked down the muddy road after school. Now I want to emphasize on the adverbs of place, where. So I'm going to shift this part down the muddy road. The tired and hungry boy walked. Did you realize I did not include all the details in this sentence? It's just the part that I want to emphasize, and I add in the other information that I want to say. So, the last part is adverbs of time. I shift the time to the front if I want to emphasize on the time that this action happened. So, after school, the tired and hungry boy walked down the road. Okay, so if you realize that just one sentence itself, there are actually so many ways to rewrite it. I just introduced 4 different ways. There are actually more than that. So you can explore with your friends and your teacher. Look at the sentence. So you might want to change the emphasis of this sentence and create as many varying sentences as you can with your class. Now let's recall. The first method of changing or varying our sentences is expanding our sentences using the 5W1H. That means we add in the different word class. Number 2, adding adverbials, which is one word or a group of words that act as an adverb. Number 3 would be changing the emphasis of this sentence by shifting the position to the front. Okay, I hope that you have learned how to vary our sentences.